Welcome back. Right, for the final time this month, we can cross to Rio de Janeiro and speak to South American football expert Tim Vickery. Tim, always a pleasure. Let's start by talking about Lucas Paqueta. He's arrived back in Flamengo, has he? Tell us about this saga. Is it finally coming to an end? And how big a coup will this be for Brazilian football?
Yeah, we're about an hour and a half away from the Paqueta Express landing at Rio Airport. There will be lots of fans there out to meet him because this is a hugely significant deal. This really is a transfer coup. And Brazilian football has been growing, getting richer, and the big clubs have been bringing players back from Europe, but usually either veterans rounding off their careers or people who really haven't found their feet in European football. Paqueta doesn't fit into either of those categories. He's 28 at the peak of his footballing powers, and he is a current Brazilian international with 59 caps. And the reason that he's going home now is that he really wants to cement his place, not only in the squad, but maybe in the team for Brazil's World Cup campaign. The reason that Flamengo wants him is that their sights are on the Club World Cup. It's still a considerable time away, not till 2029, but they're champions of Brazil, they're champions of South America, and they're not happy with that. They want the world. They're like some kind of James Bond villain. So this is a hugely important deal for the club. It's by far the most a Brazilian club has ever paid for a player, and we understand that if Flamengo can get the paperwork done in a rush, they've got a kind of charity shield game on Sunday in Brasilia, one-off game, league winners against cup winners, Super Cup game against Corinthians. And there's just a chance, if Flamengo can get the paperwork done, that back injury that's kept him out of West Ham's recent games might mysteriously clear up and he might be available for selection.
Páez, Timothy, what can you tell me about him? I know he's been on loan from Chelsea down at Strasbourg. Is he now joining River Plate, we're hearing?
Yes, this is another one of those wonder kids that Chelsea have been stockpiling. And he really is a talent, Kendry Páez. He's only 18. At the age of 16, he was not only playing, but also scoring goals for Ecuador in World Cup qualification. There's a real air of a kind of South American Phil Foden about him. That's the kind of player he is. However, I think there's been a case of too much too soon for him. And the last year and a half or so really haven't gone very well for him. Obviously, Mr. Rosinha knows him very well from Strasbourg. And the plan really wasn't to loan him back to South America. That's a step backwards. They want to get him acclimatized to European football, but it just hasn't quite worked out for him. So this is they would hope, one step back in order to take steps forward in the future. It's a very good club and a very big club that he's joining, River Plate there in Argentina. Biggest capacity stadium in the continent, and they're looking to make it even bigger. And it's a club that relishes this type of player, this type of talent. So hopefully, and one thing you can guarantee, at the age of 18, he's got plenty of time on his side. Hopefully things will go right for him in the long run.
Tim, something else we can guarantee is that Liverpool need defensive reinforcements. What are you hearing about who they could be bringing in?
Well, this is one I've been trying to flag up for some considerable time. I was surprised that it didn't happen in the summer. The player's name, he's another Ecuadorian, a centre-back called Joel Ordóñez. He plays for Bruges in Belgium. He's only 21, but there's real talent there. He's a part of this Ecuadorian defensive unit, which is almost unbreakable. He played the last 8 World Cup qualifiers there, in which Ecuador conceded 1 goal. He's from the same club originally as Pacho of Paris Saint-Germain and Hincapié of Arsenal. Independiente del Valle, same club that produced Kendry Páez. It's a real producer of talent, especially in those centre-back positions. Now, he's been at Bruges for a while. He's done very well there. Now, I was surprised that Liverpool didn't make this move in the summer. Marseille trailed him all summer, couldn't get it over the line, and suffered from this yesterday when Bruges beat them 3-0 to end Marseille's Champions League ambitions. At the start of this transfer window, the Ecuadorian press was saying it's practically a done deal. Ordóñez to Liverpool. Practically a done deal. All that's missing is the signature. And then things have gone quiet. I wonder if this has been Bruges holding on to the player till the end of the window because of the Champions League. And with that win over Marseille, they've guaranteed themselves a playoff. So they've guaranteed themselves some more. Will they be able to hold on to him to the end of the season? Or will Liverpool come in with the cash to make this move happen now? If not, I think they'll regret it, because I think there's a wonderful player here with a terrific future, and a player I'm surprised isn't in the Premier League already.
Tim, just finally, what can you tell the Bournemouth fans watching this lunchtime? They've been active already. Are they about to add another winger to their ranks at the Vitality?
Well, it looks like they're interested in Luis Henrique, a Brazilian winger currently with Inter Milan. Played with Botafogo. There's an element of confusion here because after he'd gone, Botafogo brought in another winger with the same name. That Luis Henrique is a Brazil international who plays for Zenit. This one spent a number of years with Marseille. Now, played most of his football as a right-footed winger playing on the left, with the capacity to put a shift in. Played in that Botafogo side in 2023 that did a Devon Lock. They had a massive, massive lead in the Brazilian Championship and let it all slip. After that, when he went back to Marseille, De Zerbi there converted him into a right wing back, seeing that capacity to work down the entire line. So he's a player who can carry out a number of functions. Now, the move to Inter Milan, it seems, hasn't worked out as expected. But Luis Henrique coming in can give you a winger, can give you a wing back, has physical capacity, 2 feet, and Bournemouth, it seems, looking for a deal of around 18 million for this player.